Super Savings Catalogue is out now with heavy-duty degreaser 3 for just $8 and 25% off these Silver Cloud sheepskin seat covers.
Here at Newcastle Permanent, we want to help families lead healthy, active and happy lives. That's why we're proud to help kids keep active and healthy through our major partnership with community football throughout northern New South Wales. The Health Star rating lets you compare similar packaged foods to make healthier choices. For example, you can easily compare one cereal with another. At a glance, the stars on the front of the pack tell which packaged food is the healthier option. It's designed to help you choose healthier packaged foods as part of a balanced diet. The more stars, the healthier the choice. Just remember, compare the stars on packaged foods that are similar, not different. Hey buddy, are you lost? Health Star ratings on packaged foods are applied using a strict calculation. While fresh is best, when you buy packaged food, the Health Star rating can help you make healthier choices. And remember, the more stars, the healthier. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra. This Mother's Day, celebrate your mama with tickets to the biggest party in town. Mamma Mia comes to Newcastle for the very first time. See the smash hit musical based on the songs of ABBA at the Civic Theatre in Newcastle from October 25. Tickets on sale now. If disaster strikes your home, you might have to move back in with your parents. Luckily, with Amy Home Insurance, you can sleep easy knowing you're covered. That's not very insurancy. A NAB home loan can help you embrace more in life. From improving, to growing, to investing. Talk to an expert about getting your home loan working for you. NAB, more than money. This is our power plant. Over the last year, Uncle Toby's Oats created the same amount of energy as 7 wind turbines. That's enough power to light over 140,000 homes. And it's 100% natural. What would you do with all that energy? How far would you go? Because the fuel you put in creates the energy you put out. So, what powers you? Uncle Toby's, Australia's favourite oats.
Here's a new Aussie supermarket first from Coles. Amazing vacuum seal fresh food containers. Food in, air out. Dutch design and BPA free. They're freezable, microwavable, dishwashable. They're leak-proof and clutter-proof. Just spend $20, scan your flybys and earn credits to redeem for fresh food containers. Good things are happening at Coles.
A man is lucky to be alive tonight after his Chevrolet Corvette exploded at a service station in Sydney's northwest moments after he leapt from the vehicle. Firefighters are praising the actions of a worker who cut off the fuel supply to nearby houses as the driver ran from the flames.
The Chevrolet Corvette was already steaming as it sat at a petrol pump in McGrath's Hill. The driver was inside and had just seconds to spare as it burst into flames and he ran for his life. Another motorist filling up in such a hurry to escape, a passenger was left behind. Andrew O'Glanian was behind the wheel of the 2007 yellow convertible when it exploded just before 7 o'clock last night.
Oh, that's off the roof. Oh, the roof collapsed.
He got out uninjured, but his prized possession was incinerated.
He was very upset that his car had been burnt to the ground. There was only the engine and the wheels left. So it was his pride and joy.
Witnesses watched as the flames spread.
The roof is on fire.
Unsure of what would happen next.
If those petrol bowsers go, man,
Yeah. It's being a sports car, high-performance sports car, made of carbon fibre and of fiberglass, fueled with the petrol that had just been added to the tank. It was an instant fireball.
Police and firefighters have praised the actions of the service station attendant who quickly flicked the isolation switch, cutting off the supply of petrol to the pumps. They say he prevented a potentially very dangerous situation.
The circumstances could have been catastrophic with the man right in the firing line.
Hannah Sinclair, NBN News. Friends of an experienced paraglider who fell to his death yesterday at Stanwell Tops on the south coast have remembered the 54-year-old father as a lovely man. It comes as emergency services undertook the risky task of retrieving his body from a sheer cliff. An experienced paraglider, Des Hamilton, loved his sport.
Just a thoroughly likeable person, he really was. Des was doing something which was totally addictive. We love our sport.
But at first light this morning, a 4-hour high-risk operation got underway to retrieve Des's body from the cliff face at Stanwell Tops. The police helicopter lowering a specialist officer and SES worker to the site as his family waited nearby.
It's a fair way down, it's well over 100 metres.
The 54-year-old had crashed there around 3 o'clock yesterday. Efforts to retrieve his body had to be suspended last night due to poor light.
It was becoming too risky just due to the precarious position that the recovery area is at.
Minutes after the crash, local instructor Martin Waisoki paraglided down to try to help.
As soon as I got there, you try to make sure that the person's okay. In this stage, there was not much I could do.
Martin stayed there on the cliff until emergency services arrived. Today, flowers were placed in Des's memory at his final takeoff spot. A number of other people were also paragliding here at Stanwell Tops yesterday and say the wind conditions were fairly light. Police say witness accounts will form a part of this investigation as they prepare a report for the coroner. Forensic officers will also examine the paragliding equipment as other gliders remember the teacher, musician, husband and father who was always there to guide and help others. Zara James, NBN News. 3 jockeys are in hospital after a dramatic fall at the Tomingley picnic races in the state's central west. The most seriously injured was Michael Hackett, who was flown to Liverpool Hospital unconscious and in a critical condition. A second jockey was taken to Westmead Hospital with suspected internal injuries. The third is being treated in Dubbo for a broken collarbone. The horses are all okay. Supermarket giant Aldi is being accused of using its wealth to bully truck drivers to speed and meet unrealistic deadlines. Tonight, one of those truckies speaks out as Aldi seeks to silence the claims in court.
Aldi boasts about doing things differently.
That's good different.
A difference that's been good for profit, but not so good for workers, according to some.
The Aldi way only, and they don't want anyone to know anything. Everything's extremely secretive.
Aldi wants this truckie and others like him gagged, and it's paying a high price for silence. It's put the brakes on a transport workers campaign by suing the union in a costly 2-year battle in the federal court.
Tightening delivery timeframes are just some of the conditions forced onto drivers.
We will defend it because it becomes an issue between Aldi's fight to defend its reputation and the safety of truck drivers.
Truckies claim getting home after a day's work was a blessing. This Sydney grandfather quit driving for Aldi after 8 years and is so disgusted by the court action he wanted to speak out.
There was a lot of curfew stores and you had to be there by a certain time, and it was impossible to make those curfews. A lot of new drivers would rush to make the curfews. There were even some section leaders there who would brag about how fast they could do runs. And then they'd say, we can do it, this run in 11 hours, how come you guys can't?
Road safety and poor penalty rates among union claims. The TWU says it has years of evidence of inadequate safety standards, these pictures of a loading room included.
Fire exits were blocked, firefighting equipment was blocked. If there was an emergency while the store was open, the customers would have no chance of getting out through the exits.
Aldi says the TWU has made a series of allegations. It says those allegations are false, and the federal court will determine the matter following the hearing next week.
I'll never go back. That's one company I'll never go back to.
Nat Wallace, NBN News.
It began with an alleged car thief's desperate attempt to outrun police, but quickly turned into a frenzied crime spree on the Gold Coast. NBN News has obtained exclusive vision of the dramatic arrest in the heart of Surfers Paradise. He's desperate for fuel while also on the run, pulling a stolen BMW into a Gold Coast service station to fill up after sparking a 70-kilometre-long chase from Ipswich. He thinks he's in the clear, but quickly calm turns to panic as sirens and flashing lights speed in. Abandoning the fuel hose, he jumps back in the car as not 1, 2, but 5 police crews close in. He tries to flee, reversing into an unmarked vehicle as officers with their guns drawn circle. But when they think he's trapped, this wanted man sees a window to escape, narrowly missing an officer.
I could see the desperation in his eyes. He was just so frantic.
10 minutes later, 20-year-old Chantel became the first innocent bystander caught in the middle of his frenzy. The P-plater had stopped to U-turn on this road when the BMW blocked her path and the driver emerged.
He's bashed on my windscreen, he's bashed on my window, he's tried to open my door, and of course I've had my doors locked, so he's had no luck.
Realising police were catching up, the man continued his warpath. Here at this busy intersection is where the man made his final attempt to steal another car. He broke into a vehicle parked here on this shoulder, but when he realised he couldn't start it, he headed straight back to the BMW.
The police tried to break the window, get through to him, try to arrest him, but he got away by reversing the car into the police car, I think twice, that I can remember, damaging the police car. It was undrivable.
Finally, the man's luck and fuel ran out. Smashing into an elderly couple's car and the side of a Surfers Paradise hotel.
We hear the two bang was very loud, so we get outside the shop and we watch the situation.
That amount of police going to one incident, I've never seen anything like that before.
Officers using tasers to arrest the 29-year-old, a dramatic end to a 3-hour ordeal sparked by a foolish wave of a knife at police.
After the break, a crane collapse kills 3 people in the US. Also, a price slash brings relief for sufferers of a painful skin and joint condition. And taking flight, the 15-year-old flying solo around the country for charity.